Alright everyone, it's your boy Kainan Sasuke here, back at it again with another new what if. Now, hold on, I forgot what the what if name was, so hold on. Alright, I just remembered what the name of this what if is. It's what if Naruto, what if Deku was what if Deku was Hercules and a Kryptonian god hybrid. Okay, so by the way, dude, you just commented on the post on the teaser. Say more up. By the way, after this, I'm so doing this what if, and no one can stop me. Okay. There ye are. Oh, what? Where'd my internet connection go? Oh, don't tell me I'm not logged into my grandparents' internet. Shit. Where the crackety wackety backety did it go? Well, that was unexpected. But yeah, that's that, so... But yeah, the dude just literally texted me, so... Whoa. Now let's get to this what if, I guess you could say. Preferred. There you are. Lazarus. The FUD. Oh god. I'm so sorry. I'll upload this video when I get home. But yeah, sorry guys, but let's get into the what if. As pretty much... Now, you might be wondering, how on earth will this work? Well, Seymour has been updating me in many ways. Now, he is not the reincarnation of Hercules, but instead is Hercules. But basically imagine this, except with Deku hair. And a lot skinnier. And basically... Okay. Now, allow me to explain how this whole thing works. This is Deku's grandfather. And, well, his grandmother I could not find a picture for, so sorry. Ari Seymour, but his grandfather is a god named Rao. His mother is Hera, who is a Kryptonian goddess of beauty and strength. As pretty much she's the patron for all women on Krypton. As Hera is pretty much, just there. As she meets Zeus. And yes, I'm using the DC version of Zeus because this is a DC what if. So, I'm just What if has DC in it? So, why the hell not? Can I use the DC version of Zeus? Which, may I just say, is frigging awesome. But, anyways, yeah. Now, how this works is pretty much Hera being not one of Zeus's siblings, like the myths, she would not know Zeus at all. And she would eventually. However, when the whole fall of Krypton happened, she would by the way, I'm making the fall of Krypton in the Greek days. Okay? In the age of the ancient Greeks. Krypton would fall and she would have to run around and look for a new home. As she would basically go to Earth, find Greece, and adapt as a goddess. Goddess there. As she would eventually meet Zeus. Now, Zeus was a bit of a hothead, and was a bit of a hothead who basically imagine a fusion of Bakugo and Midoriya. The Midoriya side is nice and wanting to protect others, and the Bakugo side is arrogance and hot-headed. Okay? So that's basically what his personality is. Bakugo and Izuku fusion is his personality. But, yeah. So, pretty much the two would have a child together. This child being Izuku. Now, the whole thing with the Hercules Disney movie does happen. All of that. However, here is a plot twist. After he rescues Meg, she breaks. And after he rescues Meg and literally goes to the underworld and saves her. And he is offered immortality and declines. About 2 years later, she cheated. This shattered Hercules' hope. Fun fact for all of you Greek nerds, and this might be the nerdiest I'm gonna get because I love Greek mythology. Did you know that Hercules is not his Greek name? It's actually Heracles, which in the myth, which I'm pretty sure means the pride of Hera. However, here's the thing. He is not Hera's kid, therefore, or it's kind of a insult to Hera, and she kind of tortured him with the 12 labors and all that. So, yeah. It's more common he goes by his Greek name Hercules. Just thought you all want to know that. But, anyways, to the what if. As he would be upset, and he would eventually meet. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry I can't download the, I can't get the picture, so pretty much he would be in the slums of Greece, sad and heartbroken. As then he would meet someone who would attack him. As this person basically would be Hades. However, he would basically have someone with him. As this person would be Nyx. Yes, the Nyx. The only god that Zeus fears. I'm the only being that Zeus fears. Seriously, he doesn't even fear Gaia, which is the Earth, or Gaia. Yeah, he doesn't even fear Gaia, the Earth Mother. and he fears night. He fears the goddess of the night and the mother of death. I mean, I would be absolutely terrified too. But, anyways, pretty much Nyx attack and Hades attack Hercules as they, as basically Nyx summons her son Hypnos, which is the god of dreams and sleep. As pretty much he basically casts Hercules into a what they thought of as endless slumber. As then Hades calls forth the Titans, like he did in the Hercules movie, but well, not exactly Titans, more like Roman god, as he calls forth the Roman god of the north wind, Aquilion, or Aquilion. I'm pretty sure it's Aquilion or Aquilian, but I'm gonna just say Aquilion, okay? Pretty much Aquilion would attack, well, not attack Hercules, but he would freeze Hercules while he was in this endless slumber. And Hercules would be basically put in unmeltable ice in an endless slumber, which only a god's strength could break, as they hid Hercules somewhere on Earth. Which you and I already know, it's Japan. Now let's just say that Big Daddy Zeus is not happy when he finds out that his brother called upon the help of the goddess of the night to get rid of his son. As Hades said, I didn't kill the little son. I didn't kill Wonder Boy. All I did was put him into an endless slumber and freeze him. Now, he might wake up in 2,000, maybe 1,000 years or something, but all have faded long. I mean, Greece will have been destroyed long before that. So yeah, as then Zeus said, what do you mean Greece destroyed? As he said, oh, you don't know? Well, I'm basically committing a genocide and a suicide. Pause the what if. I'm pausing the what if for a bit here, just to explain what Hades is doing. You see, something I've learned from reading all of the Rick Riordan's and the Rick Riordan series is if a god's sacred land and all artifacts or all knowledge that holds that god to the world is destroyed or forgotten or gone, then the god will fade out of existence, and destroying Greece would kill the god and would basically kill all the gods. No matter even if there's like a few small artifacts left on Earth, Greece is the heart. It's where it all began. Destroy Greece, you destroy all of the gods. As Hades then said, and as Zeus then said, you cannot possibly be talking about, as then Hades said, wrong again, brother. You see, I have figured that It's time for the world to move on. It doesn't need us. Us, after all, I'm going to destroy all of the gods, including myself, which will save this world from a lot of torment and torture. Torture. That means no more. No more Romans, which also means no more Neptune being the angriest and most powerful. Yes. Hold on. Alright, 44 minutes ago, Seymour asked, will he be? Yeah, he will. As I just said. Now, 22 minutes ago. Man, did you make him totally in love with Kaguya? Because he acts like he can't do anything without her. I mean, in most of my Kaguya ship what ifs, Kaguya will have basically trained Naruto in the specific manner to where he literally thinks he can't do crap. Crap without her. Now let's get into what if. Sorry about all that. I was just. The internet's on, so yeah. Now, where was I? Ah, yeah. As Hades would then say, hey, now goodbye. Hi, Zeus. As Zeus would then say, Hades, stop! Hades, stop! You inconsiderate fool! As then suddenly armies would attack Greece. I'm pretty sure these were Persian armies? Or, no, which one led to the downfall of Greece? I cannot remember at this time. I think it was Rome or Persia. Either way, armies were attacking Greece from all over. Greece was falling to its knees. And no gods were left. Now, hold on, I think I could find a picture of... Alright, everyone, I have a pic for him. Sorry, I couldn't find any DC Hades pics. So, yeah, sorry. Not sorry. But, anyways, back to the what if. As Hades then said, now behold your demise, as Olympus would begin to crack, and the floor and walls and ceilings of Olympus would begin to crack, buildings would come crumbling down, the clouds would begin to dissipate, the mountain itself would begin to erupt like a volcano. As suddenly suddenly gods would stop glowing with their godly aura. As suddenly Hades' smoky robe, I'm pretty sure that's called a toga. That is not a pun because I'm doing a My Hero Academia what if. That is not a pun. And if any of you dare say, hey, so Greek gods, people in Greece be wearing Himiko toga, I will slap you. I will find you, and I will slap you with my hand. I will bish slap you into the sun. Okay? So please do not. And if you do, bad things will happen. Your whole day, no, in fact, your whole life will be turned upside down. Now back to the wave. As his toga would instead be like this, kind of like a smoky, gray flame. it would stiffen up, as suddenly Hades said, "Oh well, look at that. I'm already fading." As suddenly Hades' hair would begin to go out, as Zeus's beard would basically, Zeus would begin to get weaker and weaker and weaker and more tired. And he said, "No, Hades, what? What?" As Hades then said, "Because, as my beloved brother, other, the time of the gods is over." As pretty much Greece was destroyed. There is nothing left of it. Only a couple of broken columns and burned and charred pieces of wood remain. As for Hera, she is fine in a way, because there is still Kryptonian artifacts and Kryptonian things still out there. As if you didn't know, if you didn't watch the Man of Steel movie, the Kryptonians are a race of colonizers. They go to worlds, they destroy them, and remake them in their image. So, as Krypton is gone, there are maybe even there are tens, maybe even hundreds, maybe even possibly thousands of different worlds of Kryptonians. So Hera would be completely good. As Hera would pretty much say, no, 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 no. As she knew that if the Greek gods were, and if Greece was destroyed, then all demigods would lose their demigod heritage. As she was worried for Hercules, as then, and a woman who appeared to be in all white clothes and bright as the sun, then said, "No, Aquilion, no. You see, that spell, it will keep him alive, and it will keep his demigod side with him. Understand?" As he then, as this woman and Hera then said, "Who are you, huh? Some sort of Roman or Chinese or Egyptian goddess saying that I'm trying to rub it in my face that Greece is gone?" As then she said, and as the woman then said, "Oh no, 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 no. In fact, I am Greek, and I'm fading as well." As she then said, "Oh really? Then who are you?" As the woman then said, "I am Nyx." As Hera's eyes opened widely as she said, "There's no way in hell you're Nyx. No way." As then Nyx said, "It's true. You see, when a god fades, they basically become the exact opposite of what they are. As Hades, well, look over there." As Hera would turn around and see Hades in he would see Hades, and she would see Hades with normal skin and ice all over his head. I'm all over him. And he would have blue eyes, because I'm pretty sure the... What's the opposite of yellow? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the opposite of yellow is blue. Or the inverted version of yellow is blue. As his eyes would be blue and white. As he would basically say, "Goodbye. Well, farewell. Hello, everyone." As you might be wondering, why is he so polite? Remember, when gods fade, they turn into an inverted version of themselves. As Nyx then said, "As you can see, I'm turning into pure light. I'm turning into day. As I will fade, and as I am fading right now." As suddenly, she would basically say, look at my hand." As Hera would look down and see Nyx's hand completely gone, and her arm and basically turning into pieces of light and disintegrating. And dissipating. As she then said, "Oh," as then Nyx said, "Yeah. But pretty much there will be no gods left. And pretty much there's no gods left. No Greek or Roman gods left." As then Hera was left all alone. And as we skip 1 hour later, Hera was soon the only god left on Earth. I'm the only trace of what Greece once was on Earth, except for her son, of course. As she wandered the earth for many days, many nights, looking for Hercules. Or Heracles, meaning the pride of Hera. As she looked near and far, up and down, all over the world for him. But she could not find him. As we do a time skip of about 2,000 years. As we go to an old cave, and to an old underground temple in Japan. As in this temple there is a crystal forged completely out of ice. As suddenly the ice begins to crack. Well, it's already been cracking, as there are hundreds of tiny cracks on the giant crystal made of ice. As then a ginormous crack would appear, and it would connect with all the other small cracks. As then suddenly from the ice, bolts of green lightning would appear and would come out of the ice. Bolts of rainbow lightning. As, by the way, you all might be wondering, wait, what about his hair? Forget what I said about him having green hair. Pretty much, it's gonna be like how copper works. You know how the Statue of Liberty was once bronze and made of copper? Well, over time, that copper turned into green. Turned into a green. What? Now copper is brown. Hercules' hair is brown. You probably understand where I'm going with this. as over time his hair would have changed into a green, as the rainbow electricity would spark out in just tiny jolts, as then the ice would explode, and the entire crystal would explode, leaving a being that looked, and that was basically in a torn Greek outfit that looked like this, with rainbow hair and rainbow lightning coming off of him, as then the rainbow lightning would cease, and his hair would turn green, as then he would fall over on one knee and say, huh? As Deku would then remember, wait, where am I? Who am I? As then he would, well, not remember, he would ask that, as he'd then say, wait, I remember. I'm Hercules. Oh, God. Mom and Dad must be worried. Oh, I have to get out of this cave. And I have to get out of here, wherever I am. As now, y'all might be wondering, wait, what exactly happened when Deku... wait, how exactly is Deku... what happened when he broke out? Well, allow me to explain. When Deku broke out of the ice, that rainbow lightning would spread all over the planet, as it would affect every single human. As it would give each human a power that in some mythology or at some time period has been seen in myths. For example, Tokoyami. His power is that of the Harpies, is modeled after that of the Harpies. Tamaki. His power is that after... God, I cannot say her name for the life of me, but it's Charybdis, Charybdis, Charybdis. I cannot say it for the life of me. Just tell me how you say it in the comments, please. But anyways, it's a sea monster that's like a giant octopus in the Bermuda, in the Sea of Monsters, or the Bermuda Triangle. As it's basically an octopus, a demonic octopus of sorts. That's what Tamaki's power is molded after. Now think of Kirishima's. Kirishima's power is obvious. His power, it's molded after golems. Think of the dragon hero. I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but I think it's Ryuka. It has something to do with Ryu, or Rhea. I cannot remember much of that, however. Ryuko? Yeah, I think it's Ryuko. It's obviously modeled after dragons. Which, yes, those were things in the Greek in mythology. As every quirk was basically modeled after some sort of beast thing from any mythology ever. Shigaraki's quirk, for example, obviously modeled after Kali or Kali, the Hindu goddess of destruction. I'm pretty sure it's Hindu. I'm sorry, I do not know much about any type about Japanese, Chinese, or Hindu mythologies, so please do not hate on me in the comments if I get any crap wrong, okay? But yeah. Shiraki's power would be modeled after a deity of destruction. Dabi, obviously he's modeled after Hephaestus. Well, no, not Hephaestus. He would have to be... No, wait, it would be Hephaestus, sorry. Hephaestus. No, wait, Hephaestus. Sorry. It would be modeled after Hephaestus, the Greek god of fire. Same thing with Endeavor, but enough about the whole explanations for quirks. As that rainbow lightning would give everyone, and would basically give a lot of people, give only a small amount of people quirks, as we skip a couple generations, about maybe even 300, as Deku has been there for about 300 years. Or, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how many years it was sent, so, and how many generations there's been, but yeah, and how many years it's been since some quirks became a thing or something like that. I don't really know. All I know is that quirks must have been around for at least a couple hundred years, so just based off my knowledge, 300. But yeah. Now, one day, Deku was in his cave just training, as he is training to summon some sort of power of his, as he's trying and trying and trying to use some sort of power over, well, lightning, or at least some of his strength, as he is doing every single possible thing he can. And he's absolutely confused, as he then says, "Why am I not strong? Why don't I have any of my power?" As then Deku said, "Well, I mean, I can do this." As basically, I'm just gonna say it, basically his hair grows basically he goes Broly Super Saiyan mode, as his hair glows a bright green, and all shades of green and electricity come off of him. As he then says, "Damn it, why can't I recreate the rainbow lightning? Darn." As pretty much, let's do a flashback 300 years ago. As Hera would be in a broken down temple in Greece, as she would say, "Another pointless day in this pointless life." As then she would sense and even feel and see a large burst of rainbow lightning coming from somewhere. It would go all out through the entire world, but only affecting a couple of people. As she then said, huh? Impossible. No way. It can't be. As she then said, I gotta find where that power came from. As she would be searching all over the world and back to the present. As she'd be in Japan disguised as a archaeologist searching for something. As she would have said, and as she would have lied and said her quirk was immortality. When, yes, she is a goddess, so she does have immortality, but she has no quirk. As she would be in Japan searching around everywhere. As she would be basically a couple of blocks away from UA. As then she could see and feel a burst of green energy. And just a couple of zaps of, a couple of jolts of green energy coming from the ground. And she would say, there it is. That signature. So this is where it's coming from. As she would follow the green energy signature to where it got stronger and stronger, as she would be right in front of UA. And she'd say, so this is the place. As she would then say, no, it's coming from deeper. As she'd then say, I gotta get underneath somehow. I know. As she would pretty much go into a secluded area around UA, as she would then digging through the ground. Well, no, she would pretty much be walking around UA as she'd see a mountain. She'd go up this mountain in hopes of finding something, anything. Like maybe a volcano she could jump through, or something. But it was a whole mountain, as just as she thought, and she was at the peak, as just as she thought all hope was lost, the green energy would echo through the mountain, as almost as if it was, and there was an illusion in front of her. As then she would release some of her godly power in the form of a tiny, 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 tiny atom of an atom of an atom of an atom of bloodlust. As then the illusion would completely fade away, revealing a giant long staircase. She would go all the way down the staircase and see some sort of long corridor. She would walk down the corridor and sense the green energy getting stronger and stronger. As she kept walking down the corridor, and she would then hear noise. As it sounded like a person, she would begin running and would basically see a man who looked like this, except only with green energy and green hair. As the man is just, as this would be, of course, Deku, as she'd say, no way, I found him. As she would rush over and hug Izuku. As he'd say, Mom, is that you? Can you tell me where I am or where Dad is? That is, as she'd say, that's right, he's been frozen. He was frozen for a long time and he just got freed. As she'd then say, I don't know how I put this to you, son. Greece is destroyed. As he would, and as Hercules would know exactly what this meant. As he'd then say, no, 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 no. Who did this? As she'd then say, it was Hades. He came, he came and had armies attack Greece and destroyed everything. Now Greece is nothing but old rubble. Only a small amount of artifacts are left. As she would then say, your father and everyone else is dead. As then he'd say, then why aren't you? As Hero would then say, it's time I told you something. As she would then explain how, as she would then say, long ago, a goddess fell from the star. Long, long ago, there was a kingdom in the stars, not on Earth, or not around the Earth, but billions upon billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of trillions of gazillions of bazillions of light years away. There was a planet called Krypton. There were gods, not Greek or any type of religion you know of. They were the Kryptonian gods. However, the planet was on the brink of collapse, and the princess of these gods, she was young and afraid, as she had no idea that she would still live, even if Krypton was destroyed. As the beings that lived on Krypton were colonizers. They went from world to world, taking over everything. And, well, she didn't know that she wouldn't fade. And she also didn't know that she was immortal at the time. So she fled her home world. As her parents were confused, as her parents didn't see her leave and thought that she died, or faded, or something far much worse. Got lost in the infinite vacuum of space. However, the princess ran. The princess ran, and so far and so fast, that she went all the way from Krypton all the way to the Earth. As the girl and as the princess met a prince, and she became a queen, and the prince became a king. They were gods, and lived happily. And they were considered brother and sister for how close they were. That princess was me, she would then say. As Deku would then say, no way, you mean you're a goddess of the stars? And you're a goddess from another world? As she'd say, exactly. And that's why I didn't fade, because I'm basically immortal. As unless every ancient and sacred place and artifact is destroyed, I do not die, and neither do my family. However, I cannot see them. And I do not know where they are. As she then said, they're probably on one of the other Kryptons. As he then said, what do you mean other? As she would then say, hey, every world they took over, every world that the Kryptonians took over, they named it Krypton. As I lived on Krypton 361. And it was destroyed. Yes, this is, pausing the what if for a moment here. This is how I basically plan to fill in plot holes, okay? Because I was just informed that these dude wants the ships to be Megara and Supergirl. So yeah, Megara, she will be reincarnated via the process of Hera basically wanting her son to be happy. Okay? And Supergirl will be from one of the other countless Kryptons that will be destroyed. Okay? As Superman will pretty much be sent to a universe like Dragon Ball. Now that just gives me an idea. Imagine Superman at his strongest fighting against Goku at his strongest. I know that Goku is like 1,000,000,000 times stronger than Superman, but, well, not really. I think they're kind of equally matched. The strongest man I'm the strongest alien in comics versus the strongest alien in anime. But anyways, back to the what if. Yeah. Now, Deku would say that's a lot to take in, so, well, what do you suggest we do now, Mom? As Hera then said, I suggest we go out and pretend to be humans, and to pretend to be mortals. As you're still half Greek due to your Greek genes being prevented from annihilation while you were trapped and while you were basically locked up. And you're also half Kryptonian. Kryptonians, they're fully immortal, and same thing for the Greeks. So, two halves of God, even different types of gods, makes you full God. Understood? As he'd then say, yes, mother. As she then said, now, good. Now, we can basically hide amongst the mortals. As she then said, I still have not updated my collection of Inko pictures, so let me just, get to this one. As she then said, I'll look like this, as Deku would take the form of the classic and adorable Izuku Midoriya. As I do not have any any really good deku pictures, so sorry. As they would basically go under the name of Midoriya, Izuku, and Enko. Now, this part is basically like part 0, so yeah. And a week later, Izuku would hear of UA and want to try out for it. And he would begin the 10 months of training. As that's where I'm ending this part off on. Hope y'all enjoyed part 0 of What If Deku was Hercules and half Kryptonian. So yeah, the ships will come in the next part, but hopefully this is enough to satisfy you saying more until the next part. Okay, so yeah, just now I have to get started on What If Deku was on What If, hold on, was it Deku or Naruto? Basically goodbye.